Okay, I don't make these kind of videos that often because I don't like this vlogging style, but I did kind of want to show you guys the new setup that I have for recording YouTube videos because I find this to be so fascinating. The first thing I want to point out is I don't have my ceiling light on, and I never do. I never turn that thing on. I hate it. And check this out. It is such a warm light, and it just feels like home, but it doesn't feel professional. And I don't like it. But you will notice I do have two lights specifically on in here. One of them is the light that's on the top shelf there, and then I have another one in the corner. And yes, my computer does give off some light, but it's not intentional light. I wouldn't mind if these screens that are like right here, I wouldn't mind if they're just black. I wouldn't mind if the LEDs on my computer were off, but I kind of want to explain the madness that's going on in this small room. So first, let's talk about the camera and the lens I use. I use the FX3 with the Sirui 35 1.4. I absolutely adore this lens because of the fact of the wide aperture. Now you'll notice that there's an audio top handle that I have plugged into it with an XLR cable connected to a C-stand, connected to a boom arm, connected to the Rode NTG3B. This is how I get 90% of my sound. Now, what I'm using right now is actually the A7 IV with the Rode Go 2 shotgun mic. You can see it on the camera. I actually have it inverted so I could just do my voiceovers as I'm shooting handheld, which I just think this is easier because it's kind of hard to record my voice as a voiceover with the NTG3B for sake of workflow, if that makes any sense. But A7 IV with a 20mm 1.8 lens G Master. So, and of course I have the FX3 on a little monopod there and a C-stand holding that boom, which I think is pretty simple, but I do want to get like one of those like clampy boys to like hold off right here and put another like ball head so I could have everything on one stand, but we haven't made that much money yet, so this is what it is, and that's okay. Moving on to a light source, I actually have the ML60 Bi-Light by Godox. I freaking love this thing. I have it set to 5,000 Kelvin, and I have it shooting up into the ceiling, so it acts as like a soft bounce. I just really love and enjoy soft light. But the reason why it's set at 5,000 is because I believe outside's Kelvin is like 5,200, and I also have this light bulb over here. This light specifically is also set to 5,000 Kelvin, but it also has like a switch right here that changes the temperature. Ooh, that changes the temperature of the light. But again, when you have matching sources, it's so much easier to color grade, so that's why I do that. The desk itself is actually a Husky tool bench, which I thoroughly enjoy. It's one of those things where it's mainly filled with camera equipment. As you can tell, got the drone, couple batteries and random stuff, and it's essentially all camera equipment except for these drawers that are actually, tools. But I love presenting at this desk because it just has a nice wood finish and I feel like it just looks professional. In terms of content creation, it's so hard to just simply get started because we always feel like we don't have enough. And yeah, I have these like acoustic panels behind me for sound reasons, but honestly they are more decorative than functional. I don't actually have any sound panels in here. Maybe I should get them, but at the same time I don't invest so much into YouTube as much as I do my wedding business. So I have priorities. I do have a kid on the way, so I do have to be thinking about money, which is not a bummer. I'm so excited to meet my daughter, and yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys a little office tour because I think my genius behind it is actually it scratches a part of my brain that I absolutely love. Also, it's really important to note that when I have my Godox hitting me as a key, I do like having the same temperatures. I know I've mentioned that before, but if you're looking into cinematography and how to get into filmmaking specifically, that light, the ML60 Bi-Light, is my key light. and this is just kind of like a motivator. It just kind of gives the illusion that that light is also lighting up my right side of the face, when in reality that light is doing nothing besides lighting up that wall and looking cool while that guy's doing all the work. I hope that makes sense. But anyways, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, of course, drop them in the comment section. I look forward to answering any of them. I've noticed 90% of the time people don't really comment on my stuff, because I usually say, please like, comment, and subscribe at the end. But it is what it is. I'm here to talk. If you guys want to drop a comment, I would appreciate it, and I look forward to chatting. So, talk to you guys next week.